Okay. Now it's just a little drizzle coming out. Ah, it's nice weather. Yeah, the fucking wine house. You couldn't go there because the rumor might spread. But wow, why doesn't everybody? Why doesn't the king know? Why doesn't everybody know? Oh my lord, I can't wait to see.
Oh, it's special. It's special. Oh,
Like,
Well, in case you have forgotten, the king does know, maybe, alongside with, was it Henry? No.
Henry. No,
Who's
did
the dick? Who's the dick?
wait the king's brother? Or are you
Uh,
talking? You talking? His
the,
guard.
the
Who?
asshole that fucking killed himself as an old man, like, Saiyan leaping into the air.
I do not remember that.
Fuck, it's been so long since we've read more.
I've literally read a whole nother book series that was much better in the time we've been not just one, a multiple book series through audiobook since we've read it.
Oh, how I miss the quality of this writing. Fucking the lady has finished lady labor.
That she did. That she did.
Um, yeah. So how's it gonna feel knowing that you've like regained some capacity of reading, and that you're about
It
to jump
feels
back into
real
this?
disjointed. Like just even remembering just the dredges of it coming out of the pit.
It is
It's like,
Henry.
oh, how is this not like, okay, look, I'm not saying how is this not a coherent world. I know how it isn't, but just the incoherency of it is astounding. Like if a monster attacks and you survive, you send people to let everybody know there's a monster on the loose. That's just 101 how it goes every time. Like, unless they really hate everybody else and want them to get attacked by a monster in secret, they're going to send somebody to tell everybody it's happening. And I don't think that's happened. I just haven't seen it yet.
All right. I believe we were on chapter 13, Bandits
Also,
Hunting.
what happened with my boy the coward, man? Where's he at? I want that coward back in this store.
Don't you remember he was killed? He was killed by
No,
merciful
that's
Galagard.
hearsay. That's rumors. That's
Everyone was dead but him.
that's talk around the ale tavern, the wine house.
He was talked at the wine house.
Did we do one after the war? Or was this the one right after?
This is the one right after. Because last time we had just finished
Oh yeah,
with
what happened?
the
Glutoni. What
remaining
did
soldiers
Glutoni
and
do?
knights. What?
Started leaving. Glutoni started leaving. Yes, I
Yeah.
need that refresher. Yes.
While Glutoni started. Did we go with Glutoni or Glutony?
I think it was either one.
Oh, yeah, we switched. It's okay.
While Glutoni started leaving, William approached the gate from the inside. He looked around for Henry but couldn't find him. He then saw Galagard holding Ludwig and looking
Oh
at it.
shit, Henry died, didn't he? Didn't he get pinned to a wall?
Yeah, he was dying and he was talking, and then he couldn't talk anymore because he was dead.
well, well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
He then looked to the ground not too far from Galagard and found Henry, double-spaced, dead. William ran towards Henry. He held him in
Double
his
space.
double-spaced hands and started crying. The remaining soldiers and knights looked exhausted. Most of them were deeply demoralized.
They didn't die. That's demoralizing. Did a bunch of them die? Forget. Weren't.
I think most of them did because he sent basically everyone out to
Yeah.
fight the thing he knew they
Oh god,
couldn't
yeah.
kill.
The cannon guys in front, right?
Yeah.
And the archers. Well, no, the archers were back in the doorway. Okay.
He basically sent these guys to their death, knowing that they probably couldn't do anything to him.
Well, no,
Then
he
he went
said
out.
he knew that Glutoni couldn't be killed by mortal weapons, but he sent
That's
them
right.
out there anyway because he
Yeah.
grabbed
And
Ludwig and
after
stared at
seeing
it.
cannons do nothing, they still tried to fight him. You're not stronger than a cannon. I don't care how good you are shooting that bow or poking that spear. You're not gonna do like seriously. A cannon has the force of like 1,000 spears at once.
Yeah, if that's not going to do it, what the fuck is the point of having spearmen?
If
Really?
I was those soldiers, like as soon as that first cannonball bounced off, retreat, retreat. A fucking cannonball can't do it. I sure as hell can't. Like, okay, I guess maybe piercing weapons are a little different, but they need like a ballista there just to cover both their
Yeah, but
bases.
at that point, you're getting into like. Even in fantasy, you have to argue if something's moving like faster than the speed of fucking sound, it's taking it out. Like,
Oh yeah, even if it's blunt, fucking seriously,
I
if
mean, it's
it's
a
moving that fast,
cannonball. It's like a
like
metric ton
yeah,
of steel
that
or
don't
iron,
do
I
it.
suppose.
Nothing a human arm is gonna do is gonna do anything. Okay, well that was a pretty good catch up.
Yep.
Now I'm getting sprinkled on a little bit hard. Rain's trying to pick on me, man.
Oh
Let me
fuck!
get
Not
under
to
this
mention,
tree.
like he was determined to not let any refugees into the castle. Oh, were you intending to be muffled?
I said he used him as like bait or something
I don't think he
because he
did.
just
He
left
just
him out
wouldn't
there.
open the fucking gate.
He finally did, didn't he eventually left.
Only when he was like sending his soldiers out.
That's bait tactics 101 right there. Am I
All right.
muffled or no? I don't know if the rain is destroying my phone.
It was for a little bit, but you're good now anyway.
Perfect.
Chapter 13: Bandits Hunting. Tristan.
Oh no!
No, the bandits. Not the bandits, the four bandits.
Oh god!
Oh, wait, is this the one? Is this the one where he gives an unholy beatdown on them?
Yeah, it is. Yep,
Excellent.
yep.
On the four bandits that exist in the realm.
The bandits that hide behind the bush.
Yeah, if you know where they're going to be, just avoid the bush. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when we used to be younger. You'll disguise yourself as a commoner, and we'll go dance in some of the popular spots with a lot of wine going round, the queen said to the king. The king laughed loudly. Oh, those good old days. It was so boring to be a king. I never knew a time would come that I'll always sit in this palace and will not even have any opportunity to go out there and have fun. When
That
you're the
went present tense, past tense, future tense, present tense, future tense. Lord.
when you're the king, everyone respects you. Some people even want to take your throne from you, but no one gets to double space. Consider the burden that comes with being a king. And one of this burden is being locked up here like a prisoner. the king complained. Is he complaining that someone's
He's a
imprisoned for?
shitty king. He's a shitty king. Come on now, boys. Just do your duty.
I miss those good old days. We had more time and places to express our love, but now you're always busy with state matters. And sometimes you'll have all the days with some men around you talking and debating on state matters. The Queen said, I think we've more opportunity now than we had back then. Then we weren't living together. You were at your father's place. And I was with my very strict parents who saw it as their responsibility to hold me back. They were always on my trail, the king narrated.
His trail.
They were always on his trail.
Okay.
You got muffled again.
Hold on, the rain's starting up in full swing. I gotta get under the bench.
Oh shit, are you gonna be under attack by Hillary? You're just gonna get monsoon.
It's gonna rain pretty bad.
Is it just a tropical storm or what is it?
Um, at the moment, it is a like Category 4,
Oh,
but by the time it makes landfall and moves up to where he is, it'll be like it'll probably be like a tropical depression.
ah,
But it's gonna bring a lot of rain.
yeah. I mean, like even like basic tropical storms don't have to be that powerful to have a heavy amount of water in them.
Oh no, they can be really bad.
Oh shit! It's getting pretty bad. I'm probably gonna be a little muffled just because the rain sounds. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I
I'll
don't
just
know if
talk
it
a
was the
little louder.
rain or if like while you were trying to hold your phone and maneuver, like maybe your hand was covering the microphone hole on the bottom. It was one of the two.
Yeah, I'm not very coordinated at the moment.
Are you safe from the rain enough for me to continue? Or
Oh,
yeah, no, you
I am.
had something to say, didn't you?
No, sir.
All right, I'll figure out if
Maybe.
you're a liar in editing.
Don't you dare. The only thing would have been uh, I thought he was talking about the Queen, but he was talking about the King's family watching him. So I don't know. I was confused for a second.
I'm grateful to them. They were able to hold you down for me a lot.
What? No.
Yeah, I'm grateful to them. They were able to hold you down for me. I
Sexual assault.
What'd they hold him down for? Do we want to know?
for the pegging, I guess.
They forced him to watch Jared videos.
Oh god.
He just lost all his brain cells, and that's why the kingdom's gone to shit. A lot of girls had their eyes on you, and sometimes it made me, I think that's a triple space, me feel uncomfortable.
We got a new record, folks. Triple space.
Damn it, it'll just cover the entire block. I don't think it'll let me count it. Ah, shit. It made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't know how I survived the jealousy,
But he does not.
the queen disclosed. I didn't need to. I knew there were a lot of noble girls around then that were showing up here, and there were some that whose parents were trying to fix a deal with my parents. But I had always told my parents that my marriage would never be such that would be about politics and the game of power. Comma, no comma. It was going to be me marrying the woman I love.
A game of power or a game of thrones.
I mean, that's what it is
Dun,
anyway.
dun, 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 dun.
They posed a lot of resistance then, the king narrated. I can remember when your mom called me and told me she didn't want to see me around you again.
But it was the prince. He was literally the prince.
I felt really bad about it. I thought I was going to lose you around that time, which made me very depressed, the queen narrated. It's not even said or responded or pondered or remembered. It's just narrating. He's not even hiding it. This is just an exposition chapter.
But it sounds like the king is the one starting to say it, and then she finishes. Like they posed a lot of resistance when the king said, "I could remember when your mom called me." Like that sounds like that's what the king is saying, but then it says she's the one who knows.
Yeah,
Who's saying what here?
it's odd. And there's no comma like throughout like so far I have not seen a comma to like show the connection to who's narrating. Like it's dialogue with a period
Okay.
inside the quotation marks, and then it's just the queen narrated or the king narrated in a period. There's no comma to
So
conjoin them.
I guess the queen was getting snubbed by the king's mom at the time and got very depressed. I thought it was the king talking still because that's what it hinted at.
Your family is noble. The only issue, double space, was that your father wasn't part of the powerful noblemen.
Okay, that's the king now talking about the queen's family. Okay, we're starting to get it.
Yeah. He was one of those noblemen whom my father believed had no ambition. People who lack ambition were believed to end up being contented with whatever little they've. Which,
What?
again, is.
That's right. Whatever little they.
I mean, again, I don't know if there's anything wrong with that conjoined word. Because
There
that's
is.
they have. Is there?
You can't put it at the very end of a sentence because it's not leading to anything.
Well, it goes on to a comma, and it's they have. Whatever little they have.
Wait a comma after? No, then it's in a period after they, right?
No, there's a comma after
Right.
they've. So it's basically, if it wasn't a conjoined word, it would be they believe
Yeah,
to end up being contented with whatever little they have.
but it's supposed to be a period. That's a run-on sentence, so it's supposed to end there. You're
I
not
mean, yeah, it's
supposed
still
to
a
have.
run on. It's still very much a run-on sentence. What I
You're
mean is,
not
I don't
supposed
think
to
there's
have
anything
a
wrong
conjunction
with.
at that period. I believe because that's just a compound word at that period because that's misleading. It doesn't properly center on the subject of what it's specifying.
Well,
But
yeah,
I'm not saying the proper grammatical terms here, but I'm pretty sure it's probably something like that.
I mean, I agree. Dude, there isn't a sentence in this fucking story that's written well. Like
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
just
simply saying is, I don't think that like the compound word of they have is inherently wrong.
well, it's the right word choice,
It
but
just sounds
not the
fucked.
right
It's not something
way.
that I would ever imagine someone saying
I've
with that
never,
intention.
yeah, it's not good in like common speech, and I've never seen it in a book.
They hardly have much. Your father had no followers. He followed no one. He wasn't. Oh, okay, this is a new sentence. I was about to say, God damn, this is long. He followed no one. He wasn't one of the richest nobles in the kingdom. He was just there.
Oh, he's hitting those semicolons hard now. He's got double an S in.
There's. No, there's three in that sentence.
Oh, he's hitting them. He's hitting them semicolons hard, boy.
But he was still a nobleman that upheld morality. That alone was something. I wondered what kind of fight we'll have to put up if your family wasn't noble, the king said.
Yeah, that's a past tense to a present tense there. That's not right, man. That's just jumbling everything.
Do you remember the day we sneaked out of our house
Oh,
and then met each other at the lovers' feast organized by a common citizen union?
whoa, okay. Whoa. Hold the. I don't remember this. I do not
No,
remember those set of words ever being in that story.
That's important
no.
lore right there. The common
But then
citizen union.
again, we didn't remember that the king had a queen, even though he was queenless to begin with. Pretty much
The
the
lo-
chapters past this point is just a solid blur to me. I just remember
She doesn't count.
portions.
the lovers' feast set up by some rando.
By a common citizen union.
Oh God.
It's the
Oh.
only way they could have their lovers' feast. If they went with comedy.
They didn't know that we were from noble homes. We still had a lot of fun. We even got drunk and woke up to find ourselves lying in each other's arms at a stable the next morning.
Oh my.
What is this?
The
What is
queen
this chapter?
asked. How did she ask? What was the Oh, okay. It was do you remember the day? Okay. Fair, but that's a lot of sentences for one fucking question.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you just have like do you remember the day we snuck out and went to
Bro.
the fucking lovers feast, asked, and then the king responded, then she would add more detail or something? Why
Bro.
the fuck is her question 3 or 4 sentences long?
I probably would. But I have no idea.
The king laughed loudly. How can I ever forget that? When I returned home, I had to lie to my parents that I had slept in the garden. It was an awful lie because I didn't even believe myself. My parents didn't believe
Why are
me,
we
What?
getting another
but
king?
I still stood my ground, the king narrated.
Why are we getting another king here? What is this chapter? He is not
I.
important.
Oh.
His history is not important. Get back to Galahad and Gallagher.
No, you don't. Even then, it's just. I'm so confused by the decision to have most of these be the king narrated or the queen narrated.
Wait, does it say that? I did not
Yes, like
notice.
3/4 of these have been the king narrated or the queen
He's
narrated.
not telling a story. He's not fucking reading an epic tale. He's talking. Said like I didn't know it until I looked it up. But it didn't take long. Said because they say said just sort of fades into people's background. Nobody even notices it anymore. But it just becomes like automatic. Okay, this guy said it. Okay, that person said it. Like it doesn't interrupt the flow of the story. You don't
Yeah.
need an epithet. That's another word I learned recently. It's like an alternative version of saying the same words, kind of like a synonym. You don't need an epithet every time somebody says something. You don't need to make it fancy. Just say the king said, the queen said, the king said. Like
Well, I mean, like, even if you were to do that, most of it would either be like responded or like asked or answered or like basic words that still basically mean the same thing, but
yeah,
just
but
if you want to
said
shake it
could
up
be
every now and again.
90% of it.
Yeah,
Is
and you
basically what
could
I've
like
heard.
add again, like it would be optional if not like helpful for things like scoffed or yelled back to imply like additional emotional weight.
Thankfully, he does
But
not add extra epithets to the king himself, like
no, it's just
the
narrating.
blonde man in the crown said, or something like that. I've seen that before. It's so funny.
Well, what? No, I would actually like to retort that. Wouldn't we want that at least a tiny bit?
Well,
the
with
thing
a
is,
king that we have never met before. We have no idea who the fuck these
that's
motherfuckers
exactly the situation. Whenever you don't know their name, that's when you use the epithet. But once you learn who they are, you call them their name. The reason I've heard that they say this is, if you know who your friend is, you don't call him the brown-haired man. You call him by his name.
Yeah.
So that's why once you know the person, then yeah, you don't use that epithet anymore. But
Yeah,
still,
but
like,
in this instance, we're randomly
just
introduced to the second king
yeah.
of this
No,
kingdom.
no. What are you talking about?
It's
Don't
the
bring in the
second king.
second. There is no second
He
king.
is
Don't
the
bring it.
king, but Asthanius or Asthanus or
Don't you
Asthanus is
fucking
the
separate
first
these two.
king. And
Don't you separate
Asthanus
these two.
doesn't have a queen, but he's also the king too.
God damn this fucking shit. But yeah, what you were talking about adding descriptors instead of saying just said is a possibility. It spices things up. It's okay. I don't know the rules around it. I just know doing it like every time becomes tedious.
Well, yeah, and then
Because then
if
you
you
don't
do it
get used to
enough,
it.
it just starts becoming a thing where it's obvious that they're just
Yeah,
trying to find additional words.
they're just there to be there instead of blowing natural. Okay, enough diatribe of grammatical operations. Let us continue. What are you talking about, a second king? What is this?
We've been over this before. It's just been like a
No, no,
month
no,
since
no. I
we've
mean
last
right
recorded
now.
this. So,
I mean right
okay, so
now.
there's 3 kings
I
of
mean, like, where?
Alegord.
No, I mean, like, where does it go into talking about the second king in
It
this
doesn't.
chapter?
It doesn't. There's just 3 fucking
Okay.
people that are titled king, and there's no other king. It never
No.
states. It never states that they're the king of another kingdom.
Fuck.
It just says the king, and
Well,
they
I hate hitting
like.
my tooth with a wine bottle. So. No. No, there's only one king.
No, there's not.
Astanus and
There's 3.
Astanius and
King Anthony Alonso.
So there's King
Anthony
Anthony
Alonso.
Alonso III.
They all start
There's
with an
King
A. Okay.
Asthanus,
It's his alias, basically.
and then there's King Tristane
He has.
or
Wait,
something.
okay, that
I
was
can't
weird,
fucking
but
remember this guy's name.
that was weird. But I think that's just all aliases. It's the same man. He has many
Why do you need
masks.
aliases
He's pretending he's somebody else,
to his
but
own
he just has to
people?
go along with it. See, we're coming up with new lore now. That's why we gotta we gotta dig in.
The king's just retarded and bored, so he comes up with
Hey,
games to make his
look,
lords do.
you just heard that backstory of him fucking around with the queen. You know he's retarded. He would do that. But where does it come up? Or are you just saying like
No,
the
I'm just saying.
king?
Okay, so there are 3 kings that are mentioned in this story. It never
Yeah,
specifies what they control beyond the fucking country.
So you say you're an unreliable narrator.
I have the book open. We're looking
The
at a
book is filled with unreliable narrators. Okay, it's not just you. There's a bunch of them. This is a character study of unreliable narrators.
You both have seen Futurama, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This book is like the embodiment of Fry using that holophoner. It's just animals and shit screaming.
Oh yeah, fucking plays that fucking instrument with the devil's hand.
Before my mother could make her way into double space my room that morning, I climbed in through the window.
That's the
The queen said, yeah, the double spaced window. The queen said with a grin. The king laughed hard while the queen fixed her gaze on him. We had, new
I really
paragraph,
think I
wonderful
could just
moments.
ignore all of this and it would be alright. Continue.
If I need to make another pause. If you're going to make us understand your character, it shouldn't just be 2 fucking people talking about their past to each other in some undescribed room.
I mean, it could be, but it's just so
But
obvious.
why would you do it that way?
It's just so obvious he wants us to like the king. Like he's trying to provide
character moments.
What has he said that makes you even want to like him? He's just talking
It's
about
all
how
tell. It's all no show, all tell, which is the problem. It's like it's okay to tell a lot of things. Okay, like we were discussing in text, it's okay to make it a lot of exposition, but you got to show some stuff that makes the exposition matter. Like you
I
got to
mean,
make
you can't go
the
M
king.
Night.
You got to make the king a relatable person before we want to know what he's doing with his wife. And so far, he
It's
is
not even
not.
what he's doing; it's what he did.
Yeah, what he did, what he did with his life, like a fucking married couple just reminiscing.
If you were like a person and you entered into this situation in real life, you just fuck off after a minute.
Yeah, you'd be like, all right, they're just getting into it. Let's go over here and have a conversation. Like, fuck that. Unless they were your good friends and you had to humor them, which is why they need to be relatable. Bam. See, we're getting all kinds of comparisons to real life.
We had, new paragraph, wonderful moments then, the king said. Yes, this. I think that's. Okay, that's a single space, is double space. Why
I'm
we.
calling out the next switch from present to past to future tense. I'm calling it out. Where's it at? Come on.
We had wonderful moments then, which I think is all past. The king said.
Okay, no, that's okay. It's okay so far. I'll call it out when it
Yes.
comes. Go ahead.
Yes, this is why we've to be more understanding with William. The queen
Wait a
said. So
second.
that's all. That's
Oh
all
yeah,
present
he's
tense.
he's the fucking son, isn't he? I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot that.
Yeah, the last chapter suddenly revealed that he's a fucking prince.
Why we've got to? Well, what's William? I mean, I guess he might be up to some naughty business, but he's up in
I
there in
feel.
the fucking.
I can't recall if I mentioned this or either of us mentioned this last time, but you think him being the fucking prince would have shown up as, at the very least, like just a thought, like an
The
internal
first
monologue,
time
the
he
first
was
time we're
introduced,
focused
or
on
at
him?
least look, if he wanted to make it a reveal, like when it was revealed, it should have had some fucking fanfare to it. Like it just seemed like it came out of nowhere. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's also the son of the king. Oh, is he? Well, okay. Like it wasn't. It didn't seem like he was trying to hide it. He just forgot to say it earlier.
The king stopped laughing. William's situation is different from ours. He's just a troublemaker trying to change the order of things. He,
In what
double
way?
space, always says he will stay with his friend Henry, but I know that if I head there right now to look for him, he will be somewhere else.
The wine house. He'll be killing bugs in a castle.
He has a lot of issues with being in the palace, the king complained. I see us in him in some ways,
The
the
dude's
queen,
kind of like
queen said.
protecting the borders from the demons everybody knows about. Kind of important.
And doesn't.
I wish it would specify, but even if it does, it fucking backtrack 2 sentences later.
No, our situation was very different with a double space before. We were sneaking out of the house and making different excuses with many lies attached to them because we were in love. And if we didn't want to,
Oh
if
my
we
god.
didn't do it that way back then, we might never have had the opportunity to express our love to each other.
Oh man,
What?
he's really doubling down on this whole we're secret lovers fucking thing. Like, why?
But were they?
And how does it compare to William? Like, Henry's not a girl. I know that, right?
that we know of.
Yeah. Well, we don't know much. They're all unreliable narrators. I can't stress this enough. Even the fucking narrator in the beginning couldn't get his facts straight.
The completely fucked background, like, exposition. It's long.
It's like everybody's got their own version of events, and we're trying to fucking piece it together. But these puzzle pieces ain't fitting.
It's the fucking Galat dementia. It's spread across everyone.
Yeah, it's spread so far. The fucking narrator that's like the god of the world got it. Oh, good. It's well, makes sense. Everybody's got it. God's got to have it.
William is not quite interested in any lady. He's also not interested in the activities of the palace. I can bet that if you
Oh
ask him to
God,
choose between being a prince and a
I
commoner,
would fucking
he'll choose to
pay
become a commoner.
for a Henry William love scene.
You know that's the case. You know that's what would have happened. You just know full stop.
Henry, put that sword away.
I mean,
Really
there was
gets
the
busy.
entire thing in chapter 12 with William just staring at Henry's dick.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
This story has a lot of homoerotic undertones.
Oh man, I would love to just put him in there just for fun, but okay, we got to keep going. Not bad. A gay prince, and there's he wouldn't approve. He would.
He just enjoys living the life of common people, the king complained. Does he? He's the second in command of quote unquote the most important castle of the borders.
There is
That's
nothing
not
common about that castle. I'll tell you that right now. That castle is fucking messed up.
It's also not of common people if they're like sleeping on straw riddled with rats with disease
They got
fucking bugs.
They got leather vests. They got worms everywhere. I don't know what's going on at that castle, but it's not what's supposed to be going on.
The king complained. Everyone has something about them that is peculiar to them. During our own time, it was we fighting for love. During our own time, it was we fighting for our love. It made us do things
for our love.
Made us do things
It's
that
like
our
a Japanese
parents
man
wouldn't
trying
approve
to
of.
speak English.
Let's fighting love.
Exactly. Let's fighting love.
Rats fighting rough. It made us do things that our parents wouldn't approve of, but all the things we did made our love succeeded.
Times. So many. This is again. Compact this into like 3 sentences, please. Over and over.
You just have to recognize by this point that like every chapter is going to have 4 paragraphs that summarize the same fucking 2 sentences over and over.
It's like it keeps circling around. It's like a damn fucking toilet bowl. Okay, here comes the next toilet. Press the
Is it
plunger
confirmed
down.
the author has dementia?
Well, it had to come from somewhere.
A toilet bowl is the proper description for this story.
I'm drunk enough to narrate
dementia.
some, so I'm gonna narrate the next section.
All right, hold on.
We had to do it a bit. Okay.
Where were we at? Here. Or sorry,
go up
here.
A little bit. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. It's shaded at the edges of my screen. Okay. Shit, I probably shouldn't do this because I can't see. All right. Wait, is this the king?
Yeah. This is still talking. I believe it's the king.
All right, right there. Now go up. Leave it right there. Okay. William loves his private life. He wants to live his private life as a commoner. I know he doesn't know that we have people watching him for his safety because we're worried as his parents. But double triple space?
I think that's double.
We've to understand him. There he is with those compound words again. Weave to understand him.
It's just everywhere, and it's
Like,
ones that don't seem like they should fit.
like the thing is, the main problem there is if you're talking to somebody and they can't see the text and you say weave to understand him, they're gonna think you mean like bobbing and weaving. Like
I
weaving.
think they're trying to
You
sew
know?
him shut, like the humans. We
Wait a
must weave
second.
him to
Wait a
understand
second.
him.
The queen narrated, so no, that wasn't the king. That was the queen. Oh
shit.
God, how are we supposed to tell who's talking before they start talking?
Yeah, do you see what I'm talking about now that you're actually like looking at the text? Like there's no comma,
Yeah,
there's no connection to it.
there's nothing that says like the king was finished and the queen started. Like the thing is, in a normal like format, you would start a new paragraph when somebody else starts talking. Is that what he's doing, or is he just like
No, this is still
putting?
bulk text. He
Okay,
doesn't have it
yeah,
set up where the like dialogue is separate.
yeah,
He
that's
has
the
it
thing.
just
Like that's the
bulked
thing
up.
I've seen is like you start a new paragraph when somebody starts talking, so they know for a fact it's somebody new. Like
Well,
that's kind of what's happening here.
I thought it was like a new line. Like
Yeah, yeah,
if you're having
yeah.
like
Like
a
a new
paragraph
line.
or two of dialogue, it'll be like a person's talking, you start a new line and they respond.
Yeah, like, and if it's the same person, you don't even have to put quotation marks at the front, just at the very back, like at the end of it. It's strange how it works. It makes sense once you see it.
I've heard of that, but I always add the first one anyway, just because I've just been
You better
accustomed to
fucking
doing
not. If
it.
it's the same guy talking, you start a new paragraph, new line, and you just go on and then put the quotations at the very end of what he's saying. It's just continuing the same person talking.
You listen here. You shit talk me not doing
I
that.
don't know how to write.
I'm fine. I'm fine just being a level above this. I'm okay with that.
Well, I would love to actually write something too, and then we could fucking enjoy reading that. So, the Queen narrated. Okay, who's saying this? I'm reading ahead. The King said, "Okay, it's the King." I got a report 2 hours ago. He was in a in a wine shop. It's back, baby. My favorite place in the world. Okay. Oh, I'm not a good narrator because I get too involved, but a wine shop. And they were arguing about the Nylands, the king said. The queen looked shocked. The Nylands? She asked immediately. Yes, you know what
Hold
he's
on,
like.
I have a
He'll
question.
argue. Oh, yes, go ahead.
So it's called the Nylands, like S at the end intentionally to infer that
Say
that is
that.
like a whole location.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is there an apostrophe?
Uh, look, it should not be there. So, yeah. Now that I thought about how apostrophes work, it should not be there because a proper noun, not a damn owned location of the Nyland.
Because it's always been called the Nylands, not like the land of Nyland or something.
Yeah,
So if the S is a part of it, there should not be an apostrophe there at all.
yeah, that shouldn't be. I don't think he quite knows what apostrophes are for. Yes, you know what he's like. He'll argue that the demons there don't exist, the king said. Fuck you, king. Fuck you. Do we still have someone watching him now? Oh, wait, no. Do we still have someone watching him now? The queen asked. She looked worried. No, he had to return to give a report. He'll resume his work tomorrow, the king said. Who's saying the next line? I can't see. You gotta go down.
Why would they only have one
Okay.
person watching the prince?
Now, yeah, let's talk about this for half a second here. He is going to argue that the demons don't exist. William. William is. In
Yes,
what reality is
well,
William
no,
going to
because we
argue
discussed
that?
this last time. So pretty much all the way up until chapter 12, William was a completely different being. Like he knew about it. He was
Ah,
talking about fighting shit. and he had been on several excursions. But then suddenly in chapter
But
12, he was
he
like,
wanted to fight them,
they're
right?
demons. Oh no!
Oh yeah,
Just
because he
fuck right
found
back off.
fucking glue Tony. He found
Glutoni.
Tony out there, and his whole fucking perspective changed. Turned on his head when he found Tony sitting out
But he's been there before. He's fought demons
there.
before, but he never knew they existed until then.
But who is the fucking unreliable narrator that told us that? It's hard to even tell half the time because the story switches narrators mid chapter
It was that
multiple times.
asshole who fucking leapt into Glutoni's mouth because he didn't want to crawl through a hole.
He thought he could kill him. He thought he was the chosen one, fucking Highlander. He was ready to strike him down. I don't know where he got that idea, but he was fucking ready.
But yeah, why would you only have one person protecting the prince? If the king knows that demons are real, and he is he's posted to this fucking castle.
Yeah, who the fuck's watching him? He went out into the islands. He went out there. Who's watching him? Is that what you were saying? The guy that fucking sacrificed himself
Well,
was the guy that was watching him?
well, hold on. It's
Like,
do we still have someone watching him now? No, he had to return to give a report. He'll resume his
okay.
work tomorrow. Why would that not be his main job? Why would they not have like several people watching the prince of the
When
kingdom?
was William at a wine shop? Okay, the wine shop. Hold on.
So in chapter 12,
I like
he
this wine shop
was
situation, by the way. I just can't get enough of it.
in chapter 12. He was walking away, somehow surviving, or it was chapter 11, I think. Walking away, just barely surviving, being both faster and slower than Glutoni. And he was contemplating stopping at the wine house for some reason rather than
Okay,
going
hold
back
on.
to the castle.
So we got a report 2 hours ago that he was at a wine shop. So somehow either before he left or after he got back, he went to the wine shop, and that's what this report that the king got was from.
It said 2 hours
So
ago?
yeah, it says right there 2 hours ago he got that report, but we don't know the fucking distance because there is no cohesive map of the land. So
But he also didn't go to the wine shop, but now he has.
well, I think it did say he had at like some vague point after. But
Well, then
when
this
they
is one
fought
old fucking
Glutoni,
report. This is one old ass report then.
yeah, that's from before he even fucking left for the night, because he couldn't go to that wine shop or rumors would spread. That's not gonna happen. Fucking rumors of what? There's rumors of Glutoni. Oh god, that's so stupid because they want rumors to spread. You want everybody to be prepared. Like this is the big fucking crux of the situation here. Why don't you want everybody to know that the fucking demon is loose? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Like once we get back to William, maybe he'll
No, we're
send a
not.
scout to the king. Are you sure? Are you sure you aren't forgetting?
If we're going with the demented author theory, then it's never gonna happen.
All right, you pick it back up. I'm too fucking off my rocker to fucking read this.
Let me see. We all know what arguing in a what? The king said, arguing about the Nylons in a wine shop is not something we should take lightly. Or no, is that too further down?
We finished at the queen, or the king said, and the queen looked shocked, the Nylons. And then, yes, you know what he's like. He'll argue that the demon zone is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Return report and resume his work tomorrow. Yeah, that's what we did. The king said, arguing about the Nylons. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Arguing about the Nylons in a wine shop is not something we should take lightly. We all know what arguing in a wine shop, especially when someone is drunk, does to
That was a
someone.
wine shop.
Some people later find
What does
themselves
it
doing
do?
things they never had plans to do, the Queen said.
Dude, this fucking wine shop's becoming more and more mystical.
What are you trying to say? The king asked immediately. What if, I mean, what if William decides to go into the Nylands? The Queen asked. He wouldn't be that stupid, the king said. Even
Okay,
though
so
even though William is at a fucking castle that sole purpose is to have scouts fuck off into the demon lands.
and he's been there before, hasn't he? I swear to God, he's been
Yes.
there before.
Yes, he has. He stated that he went in there several times.
Okay, but now apparently, okay, so this report was before he went into the Nylands. He was arguing in a wine shop about the Nylands, which what was it? When I say we all know what that means.
We all know what it means.
We all fucking know what that means. We
Yeah.
arguing in a wine shop.
I think it's
Rumors are
referring
gonna
to.
spread. That's what we know it means. Rumors are gonna spread.
We
Because
all
that's what he
know
was worried
what
about.
arguing in a wine shop, especially when someone is drunk, does to someone. Is he trying to argue that if you argue at a bar, you do something stupid? How fucking stupid is that statement?
The rumor will spread. You can't have the rumor spread. That's what arguing in a wine shop does. It spreads the rumor about you.
While the king and queen were still talking in their chambers, a knock was heard on the door. Oh, I thought I could just enjoy a moment of peace with my wife. They're
Did you?
here again, the king complained.
Oh,
Who's here again, King?
We'll find out. Maybe there is information that needed to be passed across, the queen
Across
said.
what?
Whoever that is there, just come in, the king said.
Whoever that is there, just come in.
A soldier walked into the king's chambers and walked halfway to the bed where the king and queen were relaxed having their conversation. They just woke up and started reminiscing about their past fucking.
What a fucking conversation.
Your Grace, we've news about your brother Bernathus, the soldier said.
Oh God, what happened to Bernathus?
The king looked at the soldier with calmness on his face. He was now feeling relaxed after he realized that no one was waiting for him in the throne hall. He had been.
what?
I guess he expected it to be someone calling him to the throne room, so now he's just relaxing because he knows he doesn't have to go there.
All right.
But his brother is like maybe dead. You might not want to relax just yet.
It's just that quote from Mass Effect Andromeda. Sorry, my face is tired.
What is that? Oh,
He had been busy for hours in the throne hall. He wanted to relax with his wife in his chambers. Bernathus should be on his way now. He said he'll be visiting the palace today, the king said.
he was attacked by bandits.
He was attacked by bandits, the fuckhead who said he was done narrating said.
Wait, I wasn't reading anything. I was just assuming.
The king's facial expression changed immediately. You mean my brother was attacked by
Wait, it
bandits?
actually was exactly what I guessed. Holy shit, I'm a fucking prophet. That is insane. I didn't look at the screen. I was drinking a fucking drink and I said he was attacked by. I knew it. The chapter title did not fail me. That's fucking crazy.
The king's facial expression changed immediately. "You mean my brother was attacked by bandits?" the king asked immediately, as if he
That's what I
wasn't sure
said, you
that he
fucking
heard
idiot.
what the soldier had said to him clearly.
Ah, you're such a fucking wanker. That's what I said.
"Yes, your grace," the soldier
Just
responded.
fucking guard shit talk. Oh, I love that.
The king got off the bed immediately. The first fucking comma before dialogue.
Yeah, you're not. You're not calm now, are you, King? Fucking relaxing after you didn't
Where
bullshit.
is he? I don't think we're going to even remotely start a counter for the amount of times sentences have started lowercase, but I'm just going to point this one out. Where is he? I hope he is safe, the king asked. He looked disturbed.
Well, too bad. He's not safe. He's attacked by bandits.
He was badly injured. He's currently receiving treatment from the palace healer,
Oh,
the soldier
shit.
said. I must see him. I must see him. The queen went off the bed.
Queen, what are you doing, Queen? Stay on the bed.
Hold on. There's three quotation marks, and none of them. I must see him. The queen went off the bed. I'm coming with you, the queen said.
Oh,
The king, queen, and the soldiers started heading out of the chambers in a hurry.
It's just a tick. She likes to narrate her actions sometimes. Just a tick.
Tristan, not Tristane, was riding on his horse. He was heading home. He always passed through this lonely path whenever he was heading home.
Wait 2 seconds. Wait 3 seconds. Tristan?
Tristan.
Is that
Tristan.
supposed to be a king? Or the king's
Well-
brother who's Bernathius or some shit? Is this
We're on page
switching
109.
characters?
So,
Who is this Tristan?
this is an example
What?
of this.
No,
right
no,
here.
no, no,
So,
no. Obviously, that's the same name, meant to be the same name.
well, it's meant to be the same name. But
What the hell? Did it just randomly switch to like
yes.
another time?
Yes, it did.
No, I mean
It's
like another
switched.
time frame. Like what happened with his brother? It just switched to him riding home one day. Like what?
The king had sent him on an errand he had just returned
What?
from.
But no, that was this. But was that not the king? Okay, no, Asthanius is the king. This is the real focus of the chapter right here. This is the main man. Is that Tristan Bernathius? Is that supposed to be who it is? The king's brother, maybe?
No. If I said it differently earlier, then I misremembered. So that is supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, Asthanius talking to his wife that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And the chapter, so each chapter up until now
Yeah.
has had the name of the focus of the chapter underneath it
Okay.
for some reason.
Yeah.
But Tristan, aka Tristane, doesn't show up for 3 fucking pages of this
Well,
chapter.
You know how important it was that we get to know the king and queen's backstory. So.
The new queen that didn't exist until now.
Well, it's debatable if she is a queen or if she is a ghost or a figment of his imagination.
And subsequently disappears.
Okay, so now we're getting to the meat, the fucking meat of the story for those non-vegetarians out there. The meat.
He looked exhausted. Whenever he was heading home, he always passed through this lonely path. Fucking said again. Whenever he went home and found himself on this path, he always thought he would still be home. As Tristan rode on horseback.
But you're not home yet. You're riding home. Why would you still be home?
He heard someone crying in the bush. The bush.
Why would he go near the fucking bush?
The
Everybody
singular
knows
bush, the only
that
bush in the world,
the
came back.
bush is just perfect for like ambushes. That's why they named it ambushes because of the bush.
It's just a single bush in the world and it migrates.
It's probably a pretty big bush.
He stopped his horse, and while he remained on his horseback, he listened more
Oh,
attentively to make sure it was the voice of a human.
what?
But you probably know that pretty quickly. Go ahead.
The cry repeated itself. Tristane then got down from his horse. It was the cry of a young boy. Oh God!
Uh-oh.
He entered the
Oh no.
he entered the bush and followed them to know where
Oh,
the cry was
the
coming from.
bush.
He soon came to a spot from where he could see a boy who, new paragraph, should be around 8 years old, but unfortunately he was only 4.
What? What? Oh, man. How does a kid, how should they,
Yeah,
they
a
look
boy
8 but
who
should be
should
4.
be
They just,
around.
what?
Just say looked to be around or something.
Oh,
Exactly. There's no imperative
And
for
even
this
then,
boy
he's
to
not
be 8.
describing like the appearance of anyone, so he should just say what like he could see a young boy,
Yeah,
like
you
full
don't gotta get
stop.
that fucking specific.
If you're gonna focus down to like looks around 8 years old, you would add additional like detail of their appearance.
Like the number 8 sewn into their fucking shirt. That's the only way you could tell.
It's just I should be 8. If I'm not, take me to my parents. The boy was tied to a tree, while a man was standing before the tree.
I listened to a really good story today. This is just incomparable.
You're just trying to rid yourself of this shit narrative.
I just found this. It's a wonderful short audio book. It involves children and it's really solid through and through. This is this is not that.
Tristan then walked towards the tree. Period. He was now close to the tree. Period.
I'd imagine so
He's
if he
getting
walked
there.
towards it.
Oh, he's getting there. Boy, you wait. He's gonna be touching it soon.
What is happening here? He asked. Please save me, the boy cried out.
That's a good question.
He stole some of my grains, so I'm punishing him for that.
You gotta teach him who's boss. You gotta punish the boys.
Why did he have an S to the end of grain?
Well, it's
Oh,
multiple,
great.
right? It's multiple,
It's
but
just it's just 3 small pieces of grain he put in his pocket. He has refused to return the grain that he stole from me, the man standing before the tree complained. Tristan de looked at the boy tied
Wait
to
a
the
second.
tree.
Oh,
You can't get enough of this. I love it.
Tristan de looked at the boy tied to the tree, and then at the man complaining that his grains has been stolen. He could see that both of them were commoners. He then walked closer to the boy that was tied to the tree. The boy was sweating heavily. He looked tormented. He must have been tied to the tree for more than an hour.
uh-oh.
What the fuck is this guy doing to this boy?
If you're gonna deal street justice, why would you just do it? Why would you do it in the woods?
He tied him to a tree, boy. It's been
He
an
just
hour.
crawls into the great bush and ties him to a tree.
Who knows what he's done in that hour? It's been a fucking hour.
Did you steal his grain?
He's just been
Tristan asked the
standing
boy.
there telling the boys asked the boy. And telling the boys he's gonna punish him for that. Oh, I'm gonna fucking get you, boy.
It was only a small cup of grain, the boy said while he sobbed. Don't you know it is a crime to take what is not yours?
Is
Tristan
this not a
asked the boy.
is this not a bandit trap? Like, why are we getting into fucking politics of stealing in a small rural area?
The man who had accused him of stealing the grain looked pleased as he folded his hands.
He folded them.
He folds his hands.
Much like a napkin, just keep folding them until they're small.
And watched Tristan question the boy. They always had a lot of respect for knights, and Tristan was on his knight apparel. He threw all his armor
Unreliable narrator.
He threw all his armor on the ground and stood atop of it. Why? How could you not notice that you typed Tristan was on his knight apparel?
What's his knight apparel?
That's what I'm saying. I think it was his armor. I think he took his armor off, threw it on the ground, and stood on his chest plate.
Yeah, why is he standing?
Wait, what? What? I can't make sense of it. Can't make heads or tails of this, boys.
Apart from being on his knight apparel, he was a popular knight known in the kingdom. I'm sorry, but I was left with no option. My mother and I had worked for him for 2 days. Okay, and then it goes.
Okay, I get it now. But he had on.
You can't fix the story. You have
he had on. He was wearing. He had on.
You can't fix it for. You can't fix it for the author. We roll with what's written.
There's no fixing. There's no fixing. but we can at least save ourselves a little bit of a confusion headache by coming to terms with the difficulties. And he had on his night apparel.
No, he was on. He was on his night apparel.
He was on and had on.
He just threw his spare said farmer down.
So they knew who he was, and that's why they're acting respectfully now, I guess. If that's what happened. If this isn't a fucking bandit trap like it should be.
I'm sorry, but I was left with no option. My mother and I had worked for him for 2 days on his farm. He had refused to pay us. My mother had been sick for the past 4 days. The healer said she'll need to eat for the medicine to work well in her body. We've spent all the money we had on paying the healer for her services. I came to him and begged him to give me some of the money he owed I and my mother, so I could buy grains for my mother to eat and take medicine prescribed by the healer.
So this is a real life situation.
Hold on.
This isn't a fucking bandit trap. This is just a real boy tied to a tree in the woods.
Let me finish this block of dialogue, and then we can just break this stupid shit down. So I could buy grains for my mother to eat and take medicine prescribed by the healer, but he chased me out of his house. I didn't wear to get money to buy grains. I had to sneak into his van when he wasn't watching and then steal just a cup of grain. About 4 bags of grains were in there, but I took only a little cup for my mother to eat. I didn't eat the meal with her, the boy narrated. So, to summarize it, the mother and the child were working on a farm for 2 days, but she has been sick for 4. They spent all their money to talk to a healer, and the healer gave medicine, but she needed additional food. But they've already eaten all of the food, so he asked for money that... In medieval times, did they get paid by the day? That's an actual question.
In this story, they do. And he wasn't getting those wages.
So he like barged into this presumably farmer's house in their field hands and begged for more money. He said "fuck you, bitch," and he ran away from his house.
Went and jacked a cup full of grains.
So he then,
I guess that's food enough.
So he then broke into his ban when he wasn't watching, and then stole a cup of grain, which I don't think unrefined grain is exactly great for the human body.
Oh, he got it. He fucking got it. Boy, you can't stop him. Super kid.
I mean,
and then fed it to his sick mama. And got taken to the woods, strapped to a tree. And who knows what happened in that last
Wouldn't he have begged for refined grains in the first place? Why would he ask for fucking money? Even if they were owed that, wouldn't the best option to like ask for some of the product so that way she can get better and get back to work?
Yeah, but this farmer, he's a tyrant. Basically, he's the most evil.
Well, we don't know. Like, she was sick for they've worked for him for 2 days, and she's been sick for 4.
Look.
Which means she took the job knowing full well she couldn't do shit.
Yeah. But boy with a sick mother doesn't get paid. That's evil. Evil. This man is entitled to a tree. Doesn't know what happened the last hour.
I don't know if you're trying to defend this story or actually have like an argument against this.
No, neither.
I don't see shit
neither.
against
I'm
this
framing it for you. Okay, I'm framing it from the author's perspective here. This man is evil, and the boy is good, altruistic, goodest boy. And that's what this night came upon. Evil man torturing good boy. That's all we need to know. I promise you that. Evil man torturing good boy. Little good boy.
So the healer, this is going to drive me nuts. So is it magic or is it like medicine and stuff?
Well, it says take medicine prescribed, so I'm going to guess that it is just like a common medieval
both,
healer.
Honestly.
God healing and regular healing. Because it's Catholic. It's all Catholic.
If they've been working for 2 days, and she's been sick for the past 4, how the fuck did they run out of food that fast?
How does she work? Like you said, how does she even work?
Well, that's the thing is I don't think she did work, and so he's like begging for money that they didn't earn.
Well, they've probably been out of food for 4 days, and they had to get a job to survive. But now they didn't get paid, so like, why the fuck didn't he pay them?
Hold on, here's another question. Begging was fairly common for fucking poor people in the medieval ages, right?
No.
Why the fuck couldn't he have done that?
Not in this kingdom.
He just did it to the fucking farmer.
There's like 4 bandits.
Why wouldn't he just?
There's probably like two beggars. Alright, and this boy ain't one of them. The logistics of this kingdom are out of whack. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how much money he was paying, because we know that the kingdom's poor and full of fucking theft.
Yeah, I mean, this guy stole his. This guy pretty much stole his work. Okay, the farmer stole this boy's work, even though he's got a sick mother. Wouldn't pay him. Sick mother wouldn't pay him. Evil man, good boy. Is what the author's setting up for us. He laid it out on a platter. Good boy getting tortured in the woods by evil man. I want to see where it goes. Honestly, but there's a knight, a wholesome brother of the king, good knight. What's he gonna do?
I don't think Tristan is the brother. That's.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, Bernardus was injured. So
look, the king got news his brother was harmed by bandits in the bush.
Yeah, I think this is sides. Do we know that he was attacked from the bush?
Well, I'm assuming.
It's where it all happens. It's where it all goes down the bush. So
The thieves control the one true bush.
I guess the knights just don't care. They'll go near that bush anytime. But this seems like this is how his brother was hurt story. So his brother's name is Tristan Bernathius. Bernathius. Okay, it's got to be it.
It
If
didn't
not, it's
matter.
pretty disjointed. It's pretty random.
This whole story is fucking disjointed.
I would believe it. I'd believe it 100%. It's just a random guy. But, so it's up to you. But we could see what happens.
It didn't matter if you took a cup or a single seed of grain. What matters is that you stole his grains, and thieves are meant to be punished severely, Tristan said to the boy.
Holy moly!
The night of the person.
Oh, you got muddy again.
He set the farmer the reason. The night of person believe
Your voice is a little covered. Is your hand covering the bottom of your phone? No.
Honestly, I think it's my headphones. The last pair of my noodles, I didn't even have usually the best.
I can't even understand you at the moment. Tristan
I
draws
can
his
you hear me
sword.
now.
Yeah, I can now.
And my last pair of noodles, you remember, they messed
Yeah.
up, and I couldn't talk at all. These ones are
Yeah.
like half and half now. They're getting there. So
Just
if
fucking invest
I
in
use
getting
my
AirPods.
noodles,
Come on.
it's just like I've had them for like 6 months. They just degrade. So that's where we're at.
All right. Did you hear about thieves needing to be punished severely? Because I think you were saying something, and then it just got
Oh no, I
muddy.
heard it all. I heard it all.
Okay. So what were you trying to say?
I've just got to do it without the headphones now because my noodles are cooked.
Well, there should be, if you're just using your phone now and no headphones, there should be an option in Discord to have it set up so that way it uses the microphone of the phone and the headphone, like the speakers of the noodles.
Yeah, I'd like to find that, so I'm looking. Fucking this shit's so complicated when I'm drunk. It's so complicated.
Never mind. I don't
I
think
don't have
there's
an
an
options
option.
menu.
Yeah, I don't think
There's
there's
no
an
option.
option for mobile.
I might get a computer one day, but not yet.
You fucking need one, dude. Fucking Corey just got a second MacBook Air. That fucking money rolling in bastard. Anyway, were you going to say anything about the being punished severely thing?
Oh no, I'm just enjoying. Dude.
I mean, it's kind of like available where I can see, where I can hear you. It's not bad. I just kind of put you up to my ear, kind of. It's not. There's no options. There's no options.
Yeah, I couldn't find any for the mobile version of Discord.
I can hear you. We're good. I might miss like one word if I like
talk and then switch it to my ear real quick, but I can hear you. Honestly, I could try my noodles. I'm going to try my noodles again. They seem to work most of the time.
Well, it seemed intermittent. Like it happened like a couple small times, and it quickly fixed itself. It's just that time it seemed to lock up.
Okay, noodles are in. Can you hear?
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh, fuck. I gotta get some new noodles, boy.
How much are those fucking things?
$20.
All
Hey,
right.
$20 to get like 7 months worth of headphones. It's beautiful. I'm so drunk, by the way. I'm like
That
nearly
is
in
the
the
best
bottle.
way to experience this story.
I spilled at least a quart, but the rest is for me.
I'm sorry, I saw his wife in the market where I went to beg for okay, fair enough, he went to go beg. To beg for grains and got none. She bought a basket full of meat and potatoes. I felt like they should have given us a little of anything. I felt wronged. I'm sorry I had to steal, the boy narrated while he sobbed. It doesn't matter. Like if he didn't earn the wages or didn't earn the food, he's not really wronged.
I'm not 100% certain, but I know in medieval kingdoms, you know what you did do? You would feed the people who worked for you.
Well, agreed, but we don't really know whether or not this is like a separate temporary thing where they would have like not a storage house, but like a temporary workhouse where they would be sheltered and fed, or if this is like someone with a separate house that is taking on that, because those would be two separate things, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. Like he's trying to. It seemed so much like he was trying to paint the boy as the good guy and the farmer as the bad guy. It still seems like it, but the knight's taking the farmer's side, so it's weird.
Well, again, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is if it was a situation where they were being housed by the farmer and then like being fed, and he's refusing that, that's one thing. But if they're in like a completely separate like house with their own food, like, do you get what I mean?
Oh yeah, they're separate from him, but like you mean like they're trying to get their paycheck early kind of situation.
Well,
it's
yeah, they're
not really like, justified.
Yeah, especially if she was sick and just outright didn't work.
Still, he's got a sick mama. Come on now, that farmer's got to understand.
You don't know what situation the farmer's in either.
It's true. But is he really that bad off? I wonder.
This kid's boasting like the fucking wife buying food at a market is like high-nosed rich people shit.
How dare she afford to buy common necessities?
How dare she afford potatoes and miscellaneous meats? You're a thief. Your hand should be cut off. That's the best punishment for thieves in our kingdom. The man whose grains were stolen said.
Wait, hang on. They're not Catholic. They're Muslims. Because that's what in is like hardcore Islamic countries. If you steal something, yeah, your hand's gone.
Yeah, they're definitely like a blend. They go extreme on some things, but other things they can have a bastard. It's apparently acceptable.
Yeah, there are some things where Muslims aren't as vicious as these weird Muslim Catholic fucking people.
There we go. The Muslim Catholic.
Tristan then drew his sword. I'm sorry, I won't steal again. I only did it because my mother.
Fuck this kid up. But the author set it up. Like this kid was the fucking good guy. Can you, like, am I the only one that sees this? He set it up like he's the good guy, like he did the right thing, helping his sick mother.
The boy
I
tied to
get,
the tree cried out in fear. He believed Tristan was going to cut off his hand for stealing. Tristan then moved closer to the boy. I'm
oh,
sorry, the boy cried
he's gonna cut
louder.
the ropes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Tristan then moved closer to the boy. I'm sorry, the boy cried louder. The boy then looked at the farmer he stole from. Please forgive me, I'll never steal from you again, the boy cried. The farmer looked away.
It's
Tristan
too
then
late for
raised the
that little
sword.
boy.
The boy was trying to free his hand that was tightly tied by the rope, but he couldn't. Tristan then used his sword on the rope. The rope was cut off from the boy's hand, and the boy was freed from the tree.
There we go, boys. I saw what the author was setting up. I knew he was trying to do
The boy had his
it.
eyes closed. The boy had his eyes closed when Tristan was about to strike his sword. I don't think strike his sword is used for swinging
Wait,
his sword.
it already happened. He already cut the rope.
After Tristan had stuck the sword on the rope to cut it off, the boy opened his eyes and looked at Tristan. The farmer whose grains were stolen then looked at Tristan. You should cut off his hand, Knight Tristan, the farmer said. If I should cut off his hand for stealing, I should cut off your head for refusing to pay him and his mother their wages, even after you
Oh
saw that
yeah.
his mother was ill and needing the money they worked so
Oh
hard for.
Yeah.
You had 4 bags of grains in your barn. You could easily sell very few grains to pay them off, and from the look of things, you have the money to pay for their wages even if you didn't have to sell any grain.
Well,
Bullshit. Fuck you, Tristan.
I'm
Die.
talking about. No, sir.
There's no
No.
proof. There's no proof that he the author presented it that she was sick for 4 days, didn't complete the work, and he was basically groveling for it. Now, you could argue,
No.
you can very easily argue that the actual farmer is a dick for not offering that. That is
Mm-hmm.
more than fair game. But there
Yeah.
is no written proof or example that they have earned that.
Oh, but the knight takes the side of the good boy and leaves the
Of
dick
course he does.
to rot.
Of course the author does something that fucking simple in their book.
But it seemed like he was trying to subvert our expectations a little bit there.
No,
But
it didn't. No, it
you know,
fucking didn't.
I saw. I knew he was gonna side with the boy, the precious boy.
There is only wicked people in the one true bush.
Yeah, where's the fucking bandits? I thought this was a bandit attack.
You just displayed an act of wickedness towards your fellow commoner. You accuse the nobles of being oppressive, but when you deal with your fellow commoner, whom you are far better, you oppress them and exploit them. How different are you from those nobles you accuse of being oppressive? Tristan asked the farmer. The farmer looked down as he avoided Tristan's gaze. You must pay him and his mother their wages from now to the end of tomorrow, or else you'll be punished, Tristan D said to the farmer in anger. So now he has to pay the wages they may or may not have earned previously, as well as wages for tomorrow, even though they're likely not going to work tomorrow. That's a little fucked.
He's a
Say
bad guy.
something.
He just put in his
Okay.
place.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, sir, the farmer responded, almost shaking with fear because he could feel Tristan's anger in his voice. Tristan D turned and started leaving. The boy, who had already freed himself completely from the rope he was tied, followed after Tristan. Tristan walked out of the bush, and the boy followed behind him. Tristan's horse was standing at a corner, just close to the part. What corner and what part?
The part of the bush, the corner. These are all specific places.
Tristan's horse was standing at the corner just close to the part. The boy then walked and stood before Tristan, bowed his head a bit low. "Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful for what you did for me today," the boy said in a new paragraph.
No, that's just wrong.
Tristan stopped walking while he had his gaze on the boy. "Just don't steal from people again. You might end up losing your hand if you do that again," Tristan said to the boy.
Why didn't he just fucking work another day, maybe? Get paid.
Why does the medicine need food? That's a question.
Well, now, you can't take medicine on an empty stomach.
Why?
Well, there's a chance it could have bad effects. there's a chance.
Does the boy know this? Because it wasn't described that the healer said it.
They've got modern medicine, so everybody knows it.
It's just penicillin.
Everybody, you can't take medicine on an empty belly.
Better,
Some medicine.
the boy said. Wait, whoa. "You might end up losing your hand if you do that again," Tristan said to the boy. "I won't ever take anything that is not mine again," the boy promised. "Better," the boy said. "But what will I do whenever people refuse to pay my mother what she worked for? The other time she was beaten for asking for her money from the farmer, which is why she became sick." How do you become sick from getting your ass beat? And more importantly, why does she keep picking shitty farmers? Tristan was a bit mad. "She was beaten by who?" Tristan asked immediately. "By a noble," the boy said. "The next time you ask for your wages and they refuse to pay, walk into the palace and report to the king. He'll listen to you," Tristan said.
Okay, turns out through a tiny bit of Googling, taking medicine on an empty stomach actually increases the effectiveness of the medicine, so it's actually recommended for certain medicines.
The boy just wants his mother to die so he can take her shit and pawn it.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect less.
Why would the king listen to like a random child? Actually, why would he listen to like a small commoner child bitching about
What king? What king? What are you talking about? It's not a king. What are you talking about?
So Tristan basically said if his mother is refused her money again, that the kid should go to the palace and talk to the king, and that the king would listen to him.
That king will not. that king in particular will regale him with stories of his love affairs as a child.
He listens to the kid and just goes on a fucking tangent about the time he fucked his wife.
He just won't stop. So, fuck, well, I ain't getting no help here.
"Can I do that?" the boy asked. "Yes, he's your king. He's there to serve you and ensure you get what is rightfully yours," Tristan said.
You'll be fucking lucky if he does.
Is he talking about the same king?
He's talking about the same fucking king.
Oh.
Dude, that guy's out of touch. The fucking guard won't even let him in. The fucking guard that's the brother of fuck, I don't even remember the name.
So
Remington. He won't even let him near him.
thank you. I have to check on my mother. She is now getting better after eating the grain I cooked her, the boy said with a grin.
So she was just hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we do it around here.
The
The illness
medicine
was starvation.
the
I guess you
medicine
do
was
need
just
food for that.
the medicine was just fire to cook something.
She was dying of starvation.
So this means that the kid stole the grain, went back to his house, cooked the grain, which again, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm fairly certain you can't just eat raw, unprocessed grain.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking Google it now. We're getting into this.
And then, for some reason, he left the house alone and got kidnapped by the farmer, who took him to the lonely path and crawled into the one true bush to tie him to a tree. And just what? Wait for him to admit that he stole it, even though he knew he did? What led to these circumstances? Why did you spend so much time talking about the king and queen's fucking making love in a stall compared to explaining this situation?
Half of this I don't remember. I just don't remember.
Yeah, apparently like so you can't eat grains raw, but cooking them removes some of the nutritional value. But some people are sensitive to cooked grains, so they can't eat it. So luckily, she was able to eat it and got better. But also, yeah, what the fuck kind of situation? That farmer just wanted him some boy tied to a tree. That's about all I can say. Like he had plenty of grain, plenty of everything. He just wanted some boy tied to a tree.
Thank you, the boy said. He was about to leave. Wait, Tristan said. He dipped his hand into his pocket and brought out some money. He held the boy's hand and put the money into the boy's
Oh
hand.
shit!
This will be enough for you and your mother for a week. Make sure you use it carefully. Fuck you, Tristan. You have fucked this entire thing. you got no detail over what this entire situation was about. You listened to one side,
hey,
and one side
I
only.
can see it.
You cut him down, threatened the farmer, told the farmer to pay the child for work they haven't even done, and now you're giving the kid more fucking money?
You know what I gotta say? Farmer bad, boy good. That's all I gotta say. That's what I got out of it.
The boy was so happy. He hugged Tristan. Thank you, he said to Tristan after unhugging him.
You do not fucking unhug somebody. That is just downright dastardly.
I'm gonna be honest, if like unhugging is like a complete reverse and it was a slight and Tristan killed this kid, I would be okay with the rest of this chapter.
Holy shit, that would be perfect.
You should search for my house. I'm Knight Tristan. You'll have to report to me if the farmer gave you your mother's wages after tomorrow. And you'll need to take me to see the noble that beat up your mother after she demanded to be paid for a
Get your fucking nose out of this fucking
to be paid for a work she did.
Tristan. She didn't do shit. She was dying of starvation.
Tristan, as he climbed his horse, was the end of that. Okay, sir, the boy responded in delight. Tristan then saddled his horse and went on his way. The boy was looking so happy. He He took it off. That was his armor that he used. That was the armor he stood on. He took
there it
off.
goes. Threw it on the ground.
He's so accustomed to standing on his horse's back, he took off the saddle, threw it on the ground to stand on.
It works too well.
The boy was looking so happy, he started walking home. If I was that farmer, I would just wrap him the fuck back up. Like,
give me all that fucking money you just got from the night. We go into town for 2 more hours, boy. Like
the
shit,
king
the
was
knight can't enforce anything.
The king was seated beside Bernathus' bed. Bernathus looked injured. There were bandages on some part of his body.
Bernathus?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they only poked him a couple times, but what the fuck did the boy and the farmer have to do with the bandit attack that this chapter is about? Because I thought it was a setup for a bandit attack, but it was a whole ass other situation.
I'm just going to point out that was basically another chapter's worth of just exposition.
It had nothing to do with anything.
It was just. Did we just get like a fucking channel swap on interdimensional cable to something fucking completely unrelated?
It was just a quick robot chicken switch of the channel.
Where did that come from? Who is Tristan?
He's a knight that does his job shittily, I guess.
Fuck, maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll come back later.
They beat me up and took all the money I had with me. They even stole my sword. And one.
Oh, fuck, there was like 4 of them, and he's only one guy, I guess.
The one our father gifted me. They must be looking for where to sell it now. Bernathus complained while he remained to lie on the bed.
That's probably what they're looking for.
Dude,
he was in pain. That was a sentence you needed to write.
The grammar in this story is giving me autism.
It comes from a special place.
The activities of bandits in this kingdom are getting out of hand. I keep hearing from some nobles that this is because things look difficult for some poor people in the kingdom. I've done all I could to make things easier for everyone to reduce banditry, but these people don't seem to try to turn it into a better life.
Did you, King? Did you really?
I'll look for a long-term measure to crush them. I think I've had enough of them, the king complained. And I forgot to talk about it. I had about 25 expensive books that I collected from different regions, which I wanted to add to the palace library. They stole them too.
Oh, no, not the books.
They'll make a lot of fortune from selling them. A lot of fortune.
It's true. It's true. Don't doubt it. It's true.
Because this is just as relevant. I had some fruits and vegetables with me too.
Oh yeah, those ones, fuck, man. Precious fruits and vegetables.
They took everything, but among all of what I was with, my sword matters more. It was given
sticks I collected in the woods too. And they took those.
I found this nice pebble on the ground.
A collection of shiny rocks. They took those too. What am I gonna do?
They took everything, but among all of what I was with, my sword matters more. It was given to me by my father when I turned 15.
Yeah,
you can remember the day he gave it to me, Bernathus complained.
Please don't.
It's all right. I've told you severally that you need soldiers around you. As the king's brother.
Severally.
I've told you severally that you need soldiers around you. As the king's brother, some people who want to get back at me for some of my decisions which don't go well with them will try to attack
But
you.
but there were mentally bandits. How could I fight so mentally?
They'll try to harm you to get back at me. Seeing that you always go around without protection will always
Fucking
put you in a soft spot.
Galahad needed like 100 knights to show his sunset. What about the king's brother?
I've said this 1,000 times already, but you keep saying that having soldiers around will affect your privacy. Is it that easy to be royalty? Once you're royalty, there is nothing like privacy in your life. It is the same issue that I've been having with William. Now he's arguing with some fellow drunks, with some few drunks, sorry, about the Nylands, instead of coming to the palace and helping me with the too many diplomatic works to be done here, the king complained.
Oh, why?
No one knows. It's one of life's grand mysteries.
I mean, are they
What was the
are they the mimes from earlier?
The mimes were the ones supposed to watch over William.
No, it was the coward. He was supposed to.
Oh god.
The coward.
Why was William arguing about the Nylands in the first place? What even was he doing?
Because the author retconned, and we now have to accommodate for it.
I'm glad you I'm glad you brought that up. As always, fuck Alegord.
Fuck him.
Literally lured that guy out there to murder him for no reason.
No, sir, he's a valiant, noble man. He would
He
never do
killed the
such a thing.
coward.
Not my coward. Leave my coward out of this.
He got pissy with a bunch of mimes and killed them and a coward in a town that didn't previously exist to come back and be a pussy.
The coward survived. Come on. It doesn't even need to
no
be said.
one lived but Alegord. Those were the wordings.
Come on. The coward didn't need to be mentioned because obviously he come on. He's never going to show up again. But in my head,
and there's never going to be a book 2, so we have to go with he's dead.
In my fucking retroactive view, the coward is living a life somewhere with a farmer's wife that he cucked.
No, the coward is the new William. He fucking William actually died, and the coward got just ran away from Alegord, which is how he got so far away. Woke up with a completely different personality.
He's the new prince. Watch out!
I mean, the coward, the prince.
It tracks. All right.
Nylands, what is wrong with that idiot? Bernathus asked as he tried to force himself up even though he was in pain. He exclaimed in pain.
Demons.
Remain there, the king said as he pushed him back to the page. Just pushes him. I always have you to worry about. Now I've to also worry about your stupid nephew, the king complained. Why would he say his stupid nephew?
Hold on.
Why wouldn't he just say his son?
Hold on. Is Tristan his nephew? Hold
on. No. Okay, because you're trying to think through this, but I already have the answer for you. The king's son is William. His brother would be the uncle of William. But for some strange fucking reason, he words it as worrying about your stupid nephew, when he should be wording it as I've also to worry about my son. But for
Hold on,
some weird
hold on.
feeling,
I'm reading this over again. I need to. I, I zonked out of what was going on. Hold on one second. Okay, exclaimed in pain, remain there. Hold on, wait. The king? Was it the king that said he had to worry about his stupid nephew?
the king is saying that he has to worry about his brother's stupid nephew, which is just an absurdly stupid way of saying his own son.
Wait. That is, yeah, that
There's
is.
yeah,
That's how,
that's all
yeah.
it is. And it's a stupid way to word it. You could easily make the king more understandable by like having him worry about his
Okay,
own son while also worrying about his brother being injured by bandits.
but I'm also interested in this whole Tristane thing that comes up after.
Yeah,
It
because you're reading
seems.
after, asshole.
I just saw it and I was like, wait a second. That's what the whole chapter's about. So who is this guy? Okay, but yeah. So yeah. Okay, so Bernathus is the king's brother, nephew, fucking William. All right, king's being stupid.
About 20 minutes later, the king was seated on his throne. Two soldiers were standing before him. I need Knight Tristan D here now, the king ordered. He left the palace some minutes ago, one of the soldiers said to the king. Go to his house and get him. I know he must be exhausted, but a knight should always be awake when duty calls, the king commanded. The soldiers rushed out of the throne hall. The king looked angry. He stood up and walked inside. Inside where? I don't fucking know, because it goes into a new paragraph. About an hour later, Tristan was standing in the throne hall waiting for the king. The king then walked into the throne hall. Tristan kneeled with a knee in new
As you do.
paragraph. Respect to the king.
Yeah.
Your grace, he said to the king. Just get up and forget all those formalities. There is something you must do now, the king said to Tristan.
The mist.
Tristan remained quiet, waiting for the full instruction. No shit. The king then handed him a sword. My father gave me and my brother this sword when we turned 15. I received the sword first, before my brother. My brother was attacked by bandits today on his way
Tristan
here.
D is going to be the new prince.
Wait. Hold on. I received the sword first before my brother. My brother was attacked by bandits today on his way here. They stole everything from him and then took the sword. I want those bandits killed and the swords returned.
What? But he was just giving the sword to Tristan, and he got it first. So why did his brother have it?
I know you'll be surprised at why I want them dead. It continues, but I have to add in, why would it be surprising that he would want them dead?
Hold on, it's right there. It says he handed him a sword and said, "My father gave me and my brother this sword." So the
Yes.
sword he's handing to him when they turn 15, he received the sword, and they stole everything and took the sword that he just gave him. What? He just gave it to him. How did they steal it? Oh my god.
If you use the
Somebody.
autistic author formula, you'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I got you there. I got you. That's hilarious that he just gave him the sword and then it vanished. He said, actually, this sword was stolen.
They are thieves who cause harm to, I believe that's a triple space, people after stealing their hard-earned properties. We've been merciful.
Property.
We've been merciful on them enough, and they don't want to change. Killing them will make this kingdom a better place. After the assignment, I want you to retrieve the sword that was stolen from my brother. The books you can forget about. Sorry, you can forget to abut the fruits, money, and others.
Yeah, you don't want to abut fruits, money, and others.
Is that clear? Why would you disregard the money? Why would you disregard the others? Why?
The sword he just gave him is the most important thing they need to retrieve. Obviously.
Well, no, like, that's stupid. I mean, if you're going to say, like, I'm not worried about the money, you can keep it as long as you fucking take care of them, that's one thing.
Oh, wait,
You
actually,
can
yeah, he
forget
wants to
about
kill them
them.
all. He wants
Why
to
would
kill
he
them
just
all. He
leave
said,
corpses with a bunch of fucking money? Like, why?
that's true. That's true. Is he rich beyond compare and doesn't care? I don't think so.
Yes, Your Grace, Tristan D. responded. He turned and started heading out of the throne hall, while the king turned and returned to the inside.
He was already inside. That's where he went.
Oh, fuck yeah, this is that chapter. Alright. Oh, yeah. I was checking to see how much longer this chapter is.
Yeah, I might have to conk out after this chapter's over. I get real sleepy when I get a bunch of wine in.
That's fine. We can handle one chapter. Would you be up for one or two more wonderful Jared videos after
I
this
want to know what
before you
Yeah.
your
fall
thoughts
unconscious?
are about the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Oh,
Oh, I
God.
could give it my fucking damnedest shot, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, God, that's going to be
Oh man!
fantastic.
Wait till you see the title of the video.
I'm down. I'm up
Oh,
and
it's
I'm
bad.
down.
The bandits are our kings. The one in the palace is an impostor. The bandits are the reason why we're here and enjoying beautiful wine. They
What the
steal from
fuck?
the poor.
Who
They
the fuck
steal.
is saying this?
They steal from the poor and give to us. We now have a lot to eat and even more to give to our
Oh
livestock because of
my
the
god.
bandits.
I
One
read
of the
ahead
men
of
seated in the wine shop said
There
in
it is!
delight.
The fucking wine shoppers. Oh yes. The legendary wine shop. We have it, boys. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. What did he say? He said, fuck the king. We like bandits instead. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Robin Hood, basically, okay. Okay. I'm loving it. The fucking band, the fucking wine house that William goes to. The only wine house. It's the only one in the whole kingdom. It's where all the sedition and rebellion takes place. And where rumors come from. So if you have something you don't want anybody to know, you can't go to the wine shop, just like William could.
Also, one chapter seems kind of fair because we've been on this chapter for almost 2 hours, and that didn't include the previous Jared thing.
Yes, it's a big one. Or at least a fully dense packed one.
I heard they just stole new proceeds. They'll be sharing them today's evening at the normal place. Leave to make sure we're
Today's
there on
evening.
time. This is gonna be great. Drunk you is gonna just lock on to every fucked piece of writing.
These fucking guys, the wine shop. There's no stopping it. That fucking place has been building up in the lore for fucking weeks.
See,
Fucking
now
chat.
this is a great way to describe the scene. Another man seated at the same table as the man that had talked initially said.
Oh my god!
Ramble on, author. Ramble on.
Tristan was seated at another table, looking at them as they discussed
Fucking
bandits.
what? Tristan is in the. Oh my god, he's in
It's
the wine
common
shop.
knowledge. If you want to start shit, you go to the one wine shop.
Oh, it's the fucking it's the fucking place, boy.
Is it
It's
like Fight
the
Club? It's just the
no,
base.
no,
It's just the
no.
Fight Club.
I don't know what it is, but it's an enigma.
Tristan then stood up from where he was seated and walked and stood by their table. They took their gazes to him. He then brought out his dagger and stuck it to the table.
So hold on though, like this is the bandit hub is the wine shop, and that's where he went to get the sword back or kill all of the people. Oh my god. I can't keep track of this. This is where he's like supposedly went after talking with the king to handle the situation.
The men looked scared. The man who had said that bandits were their kings tried running away. Tristan punched him and fell to the floor.
Take him out. Take him
Um,
out, Tristan.
the way that's worded, it sounds like he punched him and then Tristan fell to the floor.
I was literally getting ready to say.
So we found the position the coward has occupied.
Tristan then retrieved his dagger from the table. We're sorry if we did anything wrong, one of the men talking about bandits pleaded.
Oh, you little bitch! You fucking know what you did.
Tristan D then put his dagger on the man whom he had punched. The man was still on the floor.
Well, he just set it on top of him. You're giving the guy a weapon, Tristan.
Yeah, I think he's like just putting it on top of his head and just letting it balance there.
Don't give the man a weapon.
You've to tell me where to find those bandits now if you still want your head to remain where it is right now, Tristan
Okay,
threatened.
so he's getting information from the wine shop. The wine shop.
The man started talking in fear. He told Tristan where to find the bandits. It was in a small village. Side note, we don't need the name of the village. We don't need to know how far it is. We don't need to know
but
its
we do need to
location,
know if
relevant
the
to
bush
anything.
is there. That's the main thing.
That is entirely true. We need to know if there is the bush there. I believe the bush is kind of like, I think it was called the migrating mulberry tree from Camp Laszlo. It was just this tree that migrated. I think the bush is just that. It's just this bush that fucks off.
And they're currently in that village, but the bush is nearby and migrated in that area.
It was already evening. Tristan had ensured he was at the spot where the bandits would meet with the people to share what they stole from the noble people.
Jesus, that was quick. He just fucking teleported there. Like, that's a scene jump. Like, bam, cut it. He's there. He got the information somehow. He's fucking there.
He didn't even give a sentence like describing him moving into place or getting more information.
There's the pacing we know and love.
Tristan had ensured he was at the spot where the bandits would meet with the people to share what they stole from the noble people. After robbing the nobles who were going their normal activities, the bandits take a great part of the proceeds and then give the remaining part to the poor people in the village. This is
Fucking
again.
Robin Hood ass
I'm tangenting this. Tristan is a dick. he is fucking up. He is attacking the Robin Hoods.
Yeah, fucking setting it up like fucking straight Robin
He is straight up just an evil fucking knight. He's just an ass.
But it's weird because he did the same thing with the fucking farmer, where he was taking the
That's what I'm
farmer's
saying. Is
side.
the farmer, with the information presented, the farmer was in the right. Tristan has no fucking idea what was going on. He just listened to the kid and was like, "All right, you're telling the truth."
He took his side, but then was like, "Gotcha! I'm actually on the boys' side."
The people had just gathered and were waiting for the bandits to appear. More people were coming. All the people gathered to get something from the bandits were commoners. What?
I can lay down
All
on
the
the
people
ground
gathering to
and
get something from
just
the bandits. Oh, okay, fair.
enjoy every second of it.
Soon,
Sorry, that was a
the
tangent. That
bandits
was a
showed
tangent.
up. One of them had Bernathus's sword hanging around his waist. Tristan walked and stood beside him while one of them addressed the crowd. You're holding a
So yeah,
royal.
we definitely have like a whole grip here. Like Tristan is just like a fucking random knight that had nothing to do with anything, but then appeared as the center.
So I present two questions on this. One, is he not wearing his armor? Because if he isn't, that's not great. But at the same
Wait,
time, if he
what does it say?
Tristan walked and stood beside him, referring to the man with the brother of the king's sword on his waist.
How are you gonna fucking get that close to a man? That's a bandit.
There's three problems. I was initially presenting two, but there's three. One, if he's doing this, why is that bandit not immediately reacting? Two, is he wearing his armor or isn't he? Because if he is wearing his armor, that's fucking stupid. And if he's not wearing his armor, he is getting in, blade range without armor. And three, how is no one not noticing him just strolling up beside this head honcho?
I got you, fam. All right. He is wearing his armor. He's really fast and snuck his way right next to that guy. Bam. All of them saw.
Actually, bigger question: is he walking? Is he using his horse's saddle? is he pulling out the saddle?
Unless he's wearing it like chest, like strapped around him. Not yet.
It's just taped to one of his boots.
He's just got a fucking saddle. What the fuck is that?
You're holding a royal sword around your waist, Tristan said to him. Who are you? The man asked immediately. He looked uneasy.
Oh yeah, he snuck him. He fucking snuck him like straight Assassin's Creed. Creeped up, and there he is.
The person sent to get the sword. Back from you, Tristan asked. I don't know why he's asking.
Well, he's polite at least, I guess. He's pretty polite. If you give it back, please.
The man then pulled out the sword and then charged after Tristan, even though Tristan's right fucking beside him.
Oh yeah. It's a very short charge. Very short.
It's a solid couple of inches.
his body moves towards.
Tristan punched him in his face. He held his hand and twisted it, and the sword fell to the ground. Tristan picked the sword. He didn't pick it up, he picked it. He chose it between several.
Where's everybody else? Like, fuck, what is the situation here? You just snuck into a abandoned encampment and like got right next to the guy you needed to get right next to.
The people that had gathered became interested in the fight. No shit.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. He's fucking destroying our leader.
Hey, you know, Robin, the man from Loxley. Yeah, he's just getting his ass beat right now.
Oh, let's watch it. This will be entertaining. That's all interested me.
The other members of the gang circled Tristan with their swords. One of them ran toward Tristan D to stab him. Tristan D moved out of the way swiftly. He then held him by his cloth and punched him repeatedly on his neck. and the man
Damn,
fell and lost consciousness.
Wait a second. Wait a second. It's not that quick.
2 more bandits charged at him. He beat them up until they had bruises
Oh
on
wait,
their
hold on. Okay,
faces.
hold on. He punched him repeatedly on his neck. I missed that part. He fucking killed him. He crushed his windpipe. Like, you don't get knocked out from getting punched in your neck. You fucking choked it.
2 more bandits charged at him. He beat them up until they had bruises on their faces. 2 more came after him. He broke the hand of one and then gave one an uppercut.
I really don't think this is sufficient description for taking
No.
care of these guys. Bruises on their faces. Okay. What else did you do to him? Like, what's the situation here?
It was remaining on of them. He tried running away, but Tristan D went after him and blocked him. They engaged in a sword fight, and Tristan hit his sword off his hand, then put his sword to his neck.
Okay,
Where
this
are
is
the
at least
books?
like 6-1 by now. This guy's a fucking superhuman.
Wouldn't the commoners like gang up on this fucking knight too?
I don't know.
These
Like, is it
bandits
even?
are basic. They're described as
Oh
being
yeah,
Robin Hoods.
they
Wouldn't the
are.
commoners go after this asshole?
Wouldn't the
Like these
Winehouse
guys.
guys like follow him and ambush him? Is he fucking frightened him and threatened him?
Where are the books? He asked in a loud tone. All of the bandits were shaking.
Where are the books? Where's the fruit? Where's the money?
The bandits were all kneeling while Tristan stood before them. We'll never rob people again, we promise. If you give us another chance, we promise to turn a good live, one of the bandits pleaded.
Fucking bullshit. That bullshit.
You attacked the Had the Guts King's brother.
Oh,
Repeat that, please.
Certainly. You attacked the Had the Guts King's brother.
you attacked the head, the Guts King's brother. I guess he's the Guts King now. Oh my god. That's so glorious. That is just a phrase. That is just giving up in the middle of a sentence. like, like you say, like he fucking looked at that, reread it, said, you attacked the Guts King. Wow, fuck it, I'll fix it later. Like, there is no intention to make that legible.
You attacked the Had the Guts King's brother. Give me reasons why I shouldn't slit all of your throats, Tristan D said to them.
How do you
The
even
only
continue on
rational
like
response the only rational response is, are you having a fucking stroke?
And do I see a page 53 as
You're getting blurry again.
no.
Yeah, you are. But I mean, it sounds like there's 4 different sets of clothing covering your mouth.
I'm gonna host for my meeting.
Alright, you muffle along if you desire.
that sentence, man.
I fucking love that section so much. Just that one thing.
Oh.
You attacked the Had the Guts King's brother. I don't know what he was thinking when he wrote that fucking sentence.
Alright, I'm back in action. Is it working?
Uh-huh.
Just had to holster my noodles for a second. Now I'm back in black. Oh, that is like, I'd say it's a 10 out of 10, basically, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
best phrase of the story so far.
That's probably the best half sentence of the fucking book.
It is. It's glorious. It could be framed. I could frame that and put it on my wall, and people say, "What the fuck is
I
wrong
would
with
have
you?"
no problem going to Kinko's or FedEx Express and just printing out that fucking page and framing it. Like, no problem.
It's just the Guts King. The Guts King. Just that part alone has never been referred to as the Guts King.
I would ask that, like, just a symbol white page with nothing but that segment printed in the center of the page,
You
and
just
I
ask.
would stare at the person behind the counter fucking framing that for me.
You have to ask everybody that sees it and comes over, what do you think this means? Until one day you get a reasonable response.
And I would wait, and if they ask me what it means, I would make sure they fucking say it properly. You attacked the Had the Guts King's brother.
I'm just going to assume the author had a mild stroke and a seizure at the same time.
All right, hold on, boys. Let me cook here. Let me look at this sentence for a second. No, I can't do it. Let's keep going. Oh, let's keep going. I can't make heads or tails of that one. Well, I guess the most prevalent part is you attacked the king's brother. Everything else is useless in that sentence.
We didn't know he was the king's brother. He had no soldiers with him. If we had seen him with a soldier, we would have stayed clear.
You see where it says page 53 right there. That's what I
Yeah,
was bringing up when I went muffled. I was like, what the
yeah.
fuck? Why did he write page 50?
So, like, in some small portions, there's just, like, page numbers present.
I see. Continue. I won't question it.
Yeah. Which is
I'm
fucking
okay
odd
with this.
because the line keeps going, which means he intentionally made a page break right after the.
It's better than the Guts King, okay? It's I can
Well,
accept
he
that.
could have finished the king's brother. He could have finished with that.
Those are strange, really. Like, how do you like separate a paragraph in the middle of a sentence? That is
We'll
pretty strange.
finish the fucking sentence. That's an option.
Like even like if you're going back over it when it's a wall of text, you're not going to choose the middle of a sentence to separate. You're going to choose the end of a sentence. Everybody will.
Yeah.
But if you're writing it in the middle of writing it, you're not going to stop mid sentence and start a new paragraph. How? How did that happen?
What you're trying to say is you'll never attack the king's brother again, but you'll attack other nobles who go about their normal life.
Those goddamn nobles hoarding all the worth.
Tristan said, "No, this was never what I meant." The bandit Tristan was talking to defended himself. The bandits were all in awe of Tristan D. He had beaten them up and taken most of the things they stole from the king's brother.
Those are some shitty bandits. You get taken out by like one guy.
Tristan had not forgotten the instruction given by the king before he went to search for the bandits. The king had asked him to kill them, but he never had plans. They had already surrendered. Killing them would be like murdering them, and some of the people were seeing them as their heroes.
Killing them would be like murdering them. Okay.
pretty sure in any case other than self-defense, that's the case. But okay.
Killing the bandits would only discredit the king before the people. Would it?
Would it though?
It would not.
Would it?
It
Would
would
it?
not. They would be very happy if we did that. They would be very happy if the people who murdered, raped, and robbed them were murdered. Like, is this like a really like whimsical band of Robin Hood knights that are just going around like romancing fucking maidens and helping everybody? Or are these fucking down to the bone, steal, kill, do everything they can bandits? Because that's really kind of an important distinction.
And it's never made.
No, sir. It's free game. Tear those fucking bandits up. Tristan. Tristan D.
Yeah,
Tristan
that's been driving me up a wall.
Just adding a fucking D. Ooh, it comes out of nowhere.
Tristan took the sword, the books, and the money. He didn't add a comma after the books, and that irritates me. And the money, and got on his horseback. The king didn't ask him to get the money from them, but he took it from them and started heading to the palace.
Wait a second. I'm kind of confused on what exactly happened there. So he didn't kill them?
I suppose not.
Okay.
But he never
So
had
he did.
plans. I guess that means he never had plans to actually kill them.
Okay. So he just took all the stuff that they took from him and took it back and brought it to the king.
So just to be sure, Tristan was perfectly okay with letting them still rob other people. Like that's still
Yep.
solid.
So you guys are doing an okay job, but you kind of got the wrong guy this time. So I'm taking all this stuff back. That's pretty much all it is. Like, you got the wrong guy this time, fellas. You're bad. No punishment needed. I'm just gonna take it all back.
You know what? As much as that is a good thing, because from what the commoners were acting like, they are a Robin Hood type. This still makes him a shitty knight because he's not listening to the fucking king.
Yeah, he's not protecting the nobles. He's gonna get fucking voted out real quick. They're gonna fucking put him in jail real quick.
An awful person, just outright. The king was so pleased to receive the sword that was retrieved by Tristan. Tristan D returned everything he took from the bandits to the king. He also returned the sword the king...
Yeah,
What?
so there's two swords here. Okay, there's two swords. One of the swords the father gave to the prince before giving to his brother, and that's the same sword. Hey, that's the same sword he gave to Tristan.
It was still just one.
Hey,
it was still just
I'm
one. It just translocated.
I'm explaining it. Exactly. I'm explaining it. Basically, the same sword that the father gave to the king was given to Tristan, but also was taken from his brother and had to be retrieved. Now
so the king stole it from his brother and gave it to the bandits to give it back to him, to give it to Tristan, to give it back to the king, back to the bandits.
Wait, did he give it back to Tristan though? Is that what it's saying here? Yeah, he was. Returned everything. Oh no, wait. Wait, did he get the sword back? That's what I'm wondering. Did he get
the king was so pleased to receive the sword that was retrieved by Tristan.
Okay, no, so he didn't get to keep the sword. Okay, so both of the ethereal swords.
There's just one ethereal sword.
It's a quantum sword where it both exists in a state of being with Tristan and with the bandits until.
Well, what is it? Is it between
retrieved.
Tristan and the bandits, or is it between Tristan and the king?
It's a quantum sword. I don't know. Does the king? I thought I said the king gave it back, but no, he does. He doesn't give it back. Is that what's happened?
No, okay, so the sword was on his brother, but also with the king. Then the part of the sword at that time was taken by the bandits. So the king used his part of the temporary sword to show
No,
it to
no, 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 no.
Tristan.
It's not a part. It's a quantum sword. That means it's
What I mean
both
is, it's both
in
at the same
Tristan's
place.
possessions and in the bandit's possession.
So when I'm using the term part, I'm referring to that momentary glimpse of its presence
Yeah,
there
yeah,
at that time.
yeah. But you got to make sure you keep in mind the quantum
I am not
aspect.
repeating those words every single fucking time
The
I mention it.
quantum aspect of the sword, in that it exists in a superposition, which is both in a state of being in Tristan's possession and the bandit's possession. That's a superposition. Just like the cat, man. Just like Schrodinger's cat. It's both. It's both dead and not dead at the same time until he checks the box. So the sword is both with Tristan and with the bandits until it's
Schrodinger's
returned.
sword.
This is fuck. I don't even remember the king's name, but I'd make that joke.
Tristan D returned everything he took from the bandits to the king. He also returned the sword the king had given to him while he was going to search for the bandits. So yes, it was between the. So you were right. It was between the bandits
Yeah,
and Tristan D.
yeah. It's a superposition, basically. That's what it's called.
Yes. The king returned his brother's sword and money to him. He was still in pain, but he was somewhat relieved that he had some of his things back.
So now the brother has the quantum sword and all the stuff he lost.
Yeah,
Okay.
except for the vegetables and fruits. And anything
Ah,
else he lost aside from money and gold.
ah. Not all of his fruits and vegetables. That's like the most important part. Wait
And
a second.
that's it for that chapter. It
Now
ends abruptly.
that was wonderful.
The next chapter is chapter 14, Meeting of the Lords, and its focus is Galahad, and thankfully the first fucking paragraph focuses on him rather than the fucking king.
So you're telling me the king and queen had a little love story. Tristan had a completely unrelated event with a farmer in his hand. And then Tristan was charged to go retrieve his brother's fucking shit and did it no problem. Like, that's all that happened that chapter.
What I'm saying is those first two sections of that chapter meant nothing. We did not need to know about
Exactly.
that love story. We did not need to know about that kid.
I felt like it meant nothing, but I was just making sure. I felt like it could have been easily just gone, and we would have lost nothing.
Yeah.
I loved it. 10 out of 10. Would read again.